All right, fight number 3. This is a super lightweight B-class Muay Thai fight of 3 2-minute rounds. Fighting out of the blue corner from Lupanong Muay Thai, please welcome Jackson HAYMANN.
Stand by, we could see some action here. I think it's shaping up to be a good fight. Both these guys are from good gyms. Jackson's fighting from a guy from Beast Martial Arts, so I mean, I think he's going to know he's in enemy territory.
Yeah, 100%. 3 2-minute rounds, B-class Muay Thai, 72 kilograms, super lightweight bout. Here at Beast Championship 5 Brisbane. I'm sitting alongside Elliot Compton and Martin Kennedy. My name is Tom Ali. 2 amazing fights with like such a ferocious pace. Do you think maybe like the bigger guys are going to sort of slow it down a little bit?
I don't think so. I think it's still only 3 2s, right, with 1 minute break. So you got 6 minutes, man. You, like the point of 3 2s is to get in there and let it go, you know. I don't think there's a lot of space to have a feeling out round, because in a 3-round fight it's important to win that first round. You know, if you win the first round, you know, like things are a lot easier for the rest of the fight. You drop that first round, you got to fight tooth and nail to get the next 2. You know. So my guess is these guys are going to come out hard right from the start, and then maybe slow down in the second, then pick it up again in the third. Be interesting to see.
Jackson HAYMANN getting checked, walking into the ring. Sorry, walking into the cage.
Should be a very good match to see.
Again, it's cool to see them fighting with elbows.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, Jackson HAYMANN.
I'm surprised I haven't heard any Eminem walkout songs yet.
Give it time. No, he's
All
still young,
right,
my
his
friend.
opponent, fighting out of Beast Martial Arts, please make some noise for Vian the Reaper REYNEKE.
Yo, big shout out to anybody walking down to a Tupac song, man. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I got a lot of time for this.
Seems like Red Corner has a lot of supporters along here.
Yeah, well, he's from Beast, right? So
Would be expected.
so Kenny C in his corner. Kenny C has fought for 1 championship before. He fought Pechdam, which is, man, that's a credit to anyone to even look at Pechdam. That guy's a killer, you know. So hats off to Kenny, man. He's got a lot of experience. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in this fight, you know. He's obviously fought in a cage before, so he'll know the intricacies, you know. Be cool.
So when you're fighting on like on the national circuit, Elliot, and you're just like, does it kind of feel like you keep getting matched up with the same guys? You know, the possibilities are kind of like limited.
You know, I don't think it's been a long time. I haven't fought in Australia now in 5 years. When I was coming up on the local circuit, the sport was completely different. You know, there was never a shortage of opponents.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, like from a spectator's point of view and commentating, and you know, like Matt and our guys from our gym, Team Compton, there's not a lot of rematches. So I think the sport's still thriving. You know, especially with the growth of the UFC and 1 championship, Bellator, the major organizations. It's a mainstream sport now. You know, so I think there's more and more, particularly at an amateur level. There's a lot more involvement now. So I don't think so. I think once you kind of get to that like top 5 of the national circuit, then you'll kind of be fighting each other a little bit more often, because there's levels to it, you know. But by that point, if you're fighting the same guys 2 or 3 times, then that's really like a sign to say, okay, it's time to go overseas, it's time to branch out, or get your promoters to start
Here he
bringing
is,
in
ladies and gentlemen,
international opponents for you, you
the
know?
Reaper, REYNEKE!
How important is that overseas experience to bring back to Australia?
Oh, massive, man.
Especially to have that in the gym as well.
Absolutely, you know, it's a whole different kettle of fish, you know, when you look at, like, you go from sparring to a fight, it's like completely different, you know? And then when you go from like fighting amateur to fighting pro, it's completely different. But then when you go from like fighting in like what's a familiar surrounding, whether you fight in a different city or whatever, you're still fighting in your country, so you kind of know somewhat what to expect, you know?
Yep.
To fly to the other side of the world to fight somebody else from the other side of the world, and you don't even know which way is like to the nearest corner store, and like it brings a whole new level of nerves, I guess, you know. Man, for me, I love it, bro. I love fighting overseas. I love fighting in foreign countries and seeing the world through fighting. It's truly a gift. Yeah, but it is definitely different, you know.
Both fighters now getting the final instructions from the referee. 72 kilograms, super lightweight bout. B-class Muay Thai.
Another southpaw versus orthodox.
Ooh.
Opening up strong with that right kick.
Wine standing a little bit wider.
Absolutely. He's got a good left power kick.
Jackson standing more of a traditional Muay Thai stance.
So I think that movement of Wine is really going to pay off for him here against a traditional Thai stylist. That movement's going to kind of force him to chase him a little bit, which is what's going to open up those strikes for him.
Sure. Wine with a Superman punch right now.
Jackson looks like the taller fighter.
Yeah.
But it looks like Ryan's trying to keep him more at range, which is good to see. Nice knee there.
Seems to be a lot more distance fight than the last two fights we've seen.
Absolutely.
A little bit more thought about, picked out shots.
Yeah, they seem to be staying just at the edge of the outside range.
Just keeping in that kicking range, looking for that nice power rear kick. Nice head kick, just cooked him with the toes there. I think Wine's got to keep those hands a little bit higher and not dip his head in the clinch like that. Nice knee to the...
Good knee from Jackson. Starting to see some red swelling up on Jackson's right rib there.
That's that same left kick to the liver.
That's a nice body.
Good shot. Ooh. Again, Wine with that movement.
Jackson's got to keep that pressure on him there.
Good shot.
Keep that same pressure. Nice knee to the head. Start looking for that elbow as he starts dipping his head. Knee straight up the middle. Wine looks like he's in a bit of trouble here. He's using his footwork, cutting his ankles well, using that left hand. That's good.
I think Jackson's in the fight now, man. He's like just marching Wine down.
Nice
great
sweep on the
shot
bell.
to close the round.
That's a pretty close round, boys. I don't know how to call that.
That's a good round. It's such a clash of styles, isn't it?
Yeah. Jackson was doing a great job on controlling his opponent around the cage.
Yeah, absolutely. Using his ring graft.
Yeah.
But I think in the next round, I think Jackson's corner is going to tell him to come out and kind of keep that pressure on a little bit more and look to dominate that clinch a little bit. Looked like Wine was getting a little bit overwhelmed in that clinch, didn't know exactly which way to go. He needs to keep his hands up on the break. I think Jackson's corner is going to tell him let that head kick go on the break, because Wine keeps stepping down and his hands are almost around his hips on that break because he's got good head movement, but with that kicking range, if you're against the fence, it's going to change things a little bit, so he needs to make sure he keeps those hands up on the break.
Here we go, round number 2.
How effective head kicks are already with the last fight. Will we see another head kick KO as we head into the round 2? Fight number 3 at Beast Championship 5 Brisbane. Second round, Jackson HAYMANN versus REYNEKE.
Wine really has got to keep popping that left kick to the body. He's had great success with it. He needs to just keep it at range and keep popping that left kick to the body. Wine's got to get it. Jackson's got to get in close and start using that clinch a little bit and then kick it on the break, as we said, between rounds. Nice combination with the hands coming from Wyan. Jackson's got to utilize a bit more head movement or try and tie his arms up and look to elbow him at that range.
Side kick there from Wyan.
That's the pressure that he needs. Keep using those knees. He needs to cut him off. He can't follow him around the ring. He needs to use his ring control and keep Wyans back to the cage the whole time. Don't follow him. He's got to cut him off. He keeps giving him another groin kick. It's always the way. Orthodox versus Southpaw. It's just unfortunate.
Jackson Heymann making his way back to his corner to take some time out to recover from an unfortunate low blow, accidental low blow. Seems to be okay as the referee starts the action once again.
Good head movement from Wyan, but he needs to be careful. He's dipping right into that right kick of Jackson.
And he's leaning away too, like into that rear leg.
Yep, with his hands down.
Yeah. I think Jackson's head. Oh, there's that head kick. Just as you called it, Elliot.
Wyan actually seems to be the bigger of the fighters, although Jackson seems to be a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Wyan just looks a bit thicker. It looks like maybe he's probably got a little bit more power.
Yeah.
But that forward momentum's hard to deal with, as we said in the earlier fights.
It's not stopping Jackson from walking him down, though, eh? He's chilling, he's
absolutely.
walking down, looking at the shot. I think it's a little bit deceptive too, because I think Wyan's kind of standing a little bit wider, which brings his height down a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see the effects of both styles. Yeah, and it's really playing out for us in front of us here at Beast 5.
Jackson's looking tired there. You know, he's on his haunches there. He chose to not use the stool, but looks like he's struggling. Who knows? Maybe it's just how he is between rounds. Maybe he'll come out strong for round 3, but right now he looks like he's a little bit tired. Whereas Wyan actually looks quite composed there in the corner. You know, he's chosen to take the stool, and he's breathing well. He's listening to his corner. Interesting to see how this next round plays out.
To the canteen, please.
No, we've seen some knees from Jackson.
Are you in the building? Head to the canteen,
elbows
please.
yet.
No, I think he's neglecting those elbows. Those elbows are there for him. As Wyan's dipping from those knees, he's bringing his head forward, which makes it a lot easier to elbow. So he should be using those knees to set up that elbow, you know?
Yeah.
Jackson seems like a little bit of a more traditional Muay Thai, as he keeps that sort of stance and he keeps that front leg bouncing.
Absolutely, which is why the movement of Wyan is really going to make it struggle.
Wyan's dipping out.
Nice knee to the head.
See the Muay Thai clinch.
It's a big third round. There's that head kick again. Nice cross check.
Ooh. Wyan seems to, I think Wyan's starting to really respect Jackson's power now.
Yeah, he sure is.
Using a lot of that lateral movement to sort of get away, but unfortunately he's walking into his rear leg.
He's looking very flustered too.
Yeah.
He's looking a little bit tired. He's landing some good clean shots, but he's not just moving now, he's running a little bit, and it's not going to score well with the judges.
I think Jackson's figured out that Wyan's...
Nice elbow. Now we're seeing the elbows come.
That Muay Thai clinch is starting to pay off in dividends for Jackson. Look at this locked up Muay Thai clinch against the cage. Elbows, body shots, knees, here we go.
Perfect knees.
Look at this.
Staying busy with those knees.
Good knees from the clinch.
Ryan's got to do something because those knees are scoring. Even though he thinks he's blocking them on the forearms, they're still scoring knees, and he's leaving himself wide open for that elbow. He's lucky that Jackson's so focused on the knees, he's forgetting to throw those elbows, but...
Ryan's not pummeling, he's
not sure why Ben Holly broke the action there. Jackson was busy in that clinch.
Hey,
Here we go, 30 seconds to go.
Jackson.
Looks like Jackson's hurt with a body shot. Nice head movement. Nice knees. You can't...
Oh, these boys are getting after it. There's another knee from Jackson. Those knees are paying off for him. And he's insisting on that clinch too.
It sure is.
Both boys giving everything they have.
This crowd is going crazy for this fight.
Jackson is just
keeps
walking it
landing
down,
those
trying
knees
to
in.
reach out. He really loves that Muay Thai clinch at the moment. What a great fight.
Great. That was a strong third round from Jackson there. I think Wyan was really on the back foot and showed that he didn't want to clinch, and Jackson just read it and just kept that on him.
Jackson seems very tired from those rounds. It looks like he's put a lot into them.
Sure does.
Yeah. I was really impressed with Wyan's movement in the early rounds there, but as soon as Jackson got him into that Muay Thai clinch, it's like Wyan didn't really want to sort of pummel or didn't really want to advance his position inside. And I think Wyan really scored well with those knees. I think that was the difference.
Yeah.
Seems like Jackson had a very nice, busy clinch against the cage.
Absolutely.
More towards that last round.
I think Wyan's movement quickly became
the winner by way of unanimous decision from the blue corner, Jackson HAYMANN.
The third bout at 72 kilograms, B-class Muay Thai. Great sportsmanship from both athletes and both corners as well. Three fights down. Still no Eminem.
We'll get that right. I promise you.
It's a pretty sure bet, eh?
Yeah. It's not a fight show or an MMA show without
That's
Eminem.
100%. I think 1-4 is starting to get some rotation on these shows too.
Yeah.
Michael Kennedy, what's next for you? When's your next fight? When's your next competition? What's happening for you next?
I actually got a competition tomorrow. I got a BJJ comp tomorrow.
No big deal.
Yeah.
I'm here with the boys tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to kick some ass.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
All right, here he is, the winner tonight by unanimous decision, Jackson HAYMANN. How's that sound, buddy? Good?
Very much, yes. Oh, shit.
You want to catch your breath for a second, buddy?
Yeah, I got sick 2 weeks before this, so I couldn't work out for 2 weeks, but, you know, pulled the win anyway, but...
I'll tell you what, mate, that was an awesome fight to watch. So, obviously, you had an opponent pull out 2 weeks before also, and someone stepped in on 11 days' notice. Did that sort of affect any fight plans you had in place?
No, not really. And it's just amateur fights, you know, so it doesn't really matter that much to me, but I will be back here in March, so...
All right, I can't wait to follow your career, buddy. It was an awesome fight. Make some noise for Jackson HAYMANN!